Victoria Monet, and you know I got soul.
All right, Victoria, so I want to kind of start at the beginning of your career. You originally made a name for yourself as a writer. You know, you're now coming out as an artist yourself, but started as a writer. How did you originally get your start in the industry?
It's kind of random because I'm from Sacramento. I was working with a producer from Sacramento, and he would travel back and forth to LA a lot. And he was kind of putting me up on game on a few producers that I should know about, and one of them being Rodney Jerkins. So me being hungry, I researched him, and then I added him on MySpace, and like 2 weeks later, he actually sent me a request to come audition for his girl group. And I was already in the process of saving up money to move to LA to pursue my career, but I wasn't there yet. But this particular invite kind of expedited the whole situation because I came to LA and I made it into the group. We were called Purple Rain, and some of you may know we had like a tiny bit of a YouTube following because we would do like acapellas and stuff. So he signed us, and then we got signed to Motown as a girl group, and then we got dropped, unfortunately. But in the interim, I kept songwriting and stuff, and a lot of the relationships I gain now and I use as an artist are from my songwriting career. So it's a really exciting process for me to be on both sides of the fence, in the booth, outside of the booth, and I also vocal produce. So it's like it's a play on everything for me, and I'm really excited for the world to hear my own stuff as an artist as well.
You mentioned vocal producing, and one of the things you mentioned last night at your listening event we were at was you did some of that for Ariana Grande. Can you just talk about how you linked up with her and what that experience was like?
Well, we actually have known her, we being Tommy Brown and I. He's the person who I do everything with. He produces and he's incredible. He actually did Just Can't Get Enough for Black Eyed Peas. So we met her years ago when she was still on Nickelodeon, and it was, I think, maybe 2 years before her first album. And so we were one of the first people to work with her, and I think she has a particular trust in us because we're not coming after she blew up. So we just email her directly, whatever songs we feel that she would love, we email her, she comes in, and we're kind of developing that closer friendship. We go to her house for game night, her mom's really sweet. So in the booth, I'm able to be honest with her, she's honest with me, and then we kind of have a vibe going on. So I like the creative process with her. She's an incredible girl.
Awesome. So you previously had to deal with Motown, like you mentioned, with your group. So how did you eventually land at Atlantic? How did they find you?
Well, it's so funny because after we got dropped from Motown, I was really distraught. I didn't want to tell my mom because she was so proud, being, that my grandma loved the Temptations and everybody on Motown. It was just an incredible experience for me to be able to be a part of that. I just was writing, and I was writing about my feelings, and I was writing shorter versions of it being hooks, and I was sending them to different labels, and I would try and sing them so well that they would keep me on the hooks as a feature. Some hooks that I sent to Atlantic, they took me off and replaced with other people and stuff, but one meeting they heard one of my songs that I had written for the company, and then Craig and Success were like, who is this girl? She needs to come in and sing for us today. And it was a random phone call for me. I was in the studio and I didn't expect a phone call. They sent car service. That same day I sang for them a few of the songs that I had sent when I demoed some of my songwriting. And Craig was just like, great, we'll have a deal for you within the next few weeks. And I was like, really? Like, I wasn't necessarily looking for a deal. I wanted one, but I hadn't pursued it yet. So I'm really thankful for, him just grabbing it at a random time, and I'm thankfully I was prepared for the opportunity.
Awesome. Now, last night you introduced us to the new project, Nightmares and Lullabies.
Yeah.
2 parts of it. Can you just introduce us to the whole project a little bit and what it's all about?
Sure. So I basically, over the past few years, as I'm doing songwriting, been kind of like secretly tucking my own project away in corners and like revisiting and changing and manipulating stuff. So I finally come with the project called Nightmares and Lullabies. I name it that because I feel like my sound, it's a good description of my sound. I have these like dark tribal beats that Tommy Brown makes, and then on top of them I'll sing softer whimsical melodies, so it makes this juxtaposition that I really fell in love with. So I'm dropping it on October 30th, which is like a really exciting move for me because I've been waiting for so long to do so. So it's that October 30th is just Act 1. Act 2 is on November 18th. There's 6 songs on each. You can support it on iTunes if you like and if you really mess with the music, but otherwise it's for free. Download on my SoundCloud. But I just didn't want any barriers for people not to be able to have the song. So it's really just for everyone to enjoy over the holiday break when everything's starting to slow down. You're chilling with the fam. And there's also a deluxe version, which will also include a video and a bonus song. And that's December 9th. So we got October 30th, 3 weeks later, November 18th, and then 3 weeks after that, December 9th. So the whole end of the year should be full of Victoria Monet in people's iPods or however you want to do it. So I'm really excited about the whole thing.
Cool. Now, the project was executive produced by Tommy Brown.
Yes.
You were talking about your relationship with him last night.
Yeah.
But what is your guys' chemistry like creating music?
It's really crazy because you can, I think it's very beneficial because you can be very honest. And I feel like he understands me more than anybody because we live together and we work together. So we're literally like this. He's actually here with me now. So like he's very heavily involved in everything. He comes to all the meetings, and I've never seen a producer so supportive. Even though he's my boyfriend, on the business end, he's just everything to me. So the creative chemistry is really crazy, and it's something that you have to hear to understand. And he's also going to be a part of my live show. So everything you see is really real. It's not like no week-long relationship. It's been 4 years for us, so I'm really excited.
Awesome. Now, I know since Atlantic announced they had signed you, many people have been waiting for music from you.
Yeah.
Has it been made you more patient in putting something out that you've been having these features with the likes of Nas, T.I, you're on his new album? Like, has it made it easier to wait to put something out for your fans?
Yes and no. Yes, because I was blessed with a few opportunities through the hook. So T.I brought me to my hometown to perform in the arena, and all my friends came and my family came, and it was super dope. And he was on the America's Most Wanted tour with Lil Wayne. So I was excited about that. Also Nas, he brought me on Arsenio Hall. So the opportunities that it brought, like, definitely made me appreciate everything even more. But my sound as an artist, as a solo career, it's a bit different from the features that I'm on. A little bit more left of center, a little bit more creative, and I have more creative control. So, yes and no. Yeah, so, I just can't wait for people to hear everything. I try to top myself and challenge myself and go back on lyrics and melodies and stuff. So, I'm open to feedback. I'm open to people telling me whatever song they want me to do a video to, what was their favorite song, and I'm really responsive online. So, I'm excited to see the feedback that everyone has for it.
Awesome. That's all we have for you. Anything you'd like to add?
I would just like to say thank you so much for this interview, and thank you to New York as a community, because I just did a listening here last night, and everyone was super supportive who came through. And I know I've heard New York is like a really rough crowd, so I'm just grateful. So thank you guys so much.
Awesome.
So I just also wanted to give you guys my social media connects. Everything's really on my website, VictoriaMonetMusic.com. Monet spelled M-O-N-E-T. But my Instagram is Victoria Monet. My Twitter is Victoria Monet. There's an underscore there because someone else had my name. And then my YouTube's Victoria Monet. My SoundCloud's also Victoria Monet. So it should be like pretty easy to navigate. And I want to hear from you. So talk to me on social media. I'd love to talk back.